Hello and welcome back to the Whiskey Novice. It's always good to be here and sorry about this. Terribly embarrassing. That happens sometimes. Bear with me a second. Julie! Julie!
What?
It's going all glitchy again.
Well, you'll just have to put the cream on it yourself. I'm busy.
No, I said glitch. Hello and welcome back to another whiskey review with me, the Whiskey Novice. Good to be here as always. Good to have you here. Let's get going, shall we? It is review number 57 and part 4 of my series, That Awkward Age. And this time, looking at the series that is between 3 and 16-year-olds, it's another 14-year-old. We've had one already, and this time it's the Balvenie 14 Caribbean Cask. Yes, Caribbean Cask. Why Caribbean Cask? Well, it's American oak maturation with extra maturation in rum casks. Times and figures aren't really disclosed, so it's just what we know is it gets matured in American oak with some extra maturation in Caribbean casks up to the age of 14 at the youngest. Okay. It is bottled at 43%. There's colour added. It has been chill filtered. The Balvenie there. I did a review of the Balvenie 12 not that long ago in the last series, so we'll drop a link up in there. Any real history of the distillery would be in that. There wasn't a whole lot to give you. Really, you're looking at a Speyside distillery owned by William Grant and Son. There you go. A lot of the stuff's done in-house. A lot of. So, 14, yes, Caribbean Cask. What do we get on it now? It's a rum finish. So, I'm hoping for certain things. And certain things do come with it. I'm going to say, before we go too much further, that if this has got one thing going for it, well, it may have more than one. We haven't got there yet. It has the most incredible nose. It really does. And it changes. I'm convinced the nose changes every time I try it. And changes for the better. And you find more in it every time you try it. Deep, rich fruit. First off, if you can imagine rum and raisin, if you've had rum and raisin of any kind, ice cream, chocolate, anything like that, yeah, rum and raisin. So the rum's there. It's thick, it's creamy, it's almost meaty. And there's lots and lots of tropical fruit. Pineapple. Not just fruit, coconut. You're looking at a pina colada here. Pineapple, coconut, mango. Oh yeah, it just really, really bursting with tropical fresh fruit and coconut. And those notes, those flavours that you would expect of a cocktail of that ilk. It's very easy going in that it's not spirited. You can get right down in there. It's not sharp. It invites you in, and it's rounded off with some vanilla. So there's your American oak starting to play in. Really, really good nose. The palate. Salty, soft delivery. A little thin, going hot, vanilla, and unfortunately, this is where this whiskey falls apart for me. For such a great nose, for something that's so rounded, so brings an awful lot in the nose. The palate falls quite flat for me. As I said, there's vanilla after a salty delivery, soft salty delivery. Vanilla. I'm getting now a little mint. It's just a little uneventful. It's a real shame. Most of that tropical fruit, practically all of that tropical fruit's gone. Just doesn't show up anymore. Everything disappears to the back. Everything disappears pretty quickly and just falls flat, uneventful. Just not an awful lot going on. I almost feel like as if I have to apologise for this whiskey because it offered so much and then provided so little. The finish, it's quite short, it's dry, slightly malty. And just a bit rough actually. I'm going to add some water to see if I can bring it to life a bit. As I said, it is just a real shame for me. I'm sure there are those out there who'll disagree and think that this is an incredible palate, but for me it's just, especially after a great nose. And the water, even adding water to it, the nose blossoms, opens, becomes slightly sweeter, softer, citrusy, cola cubes. Oh yeah, you know, but still, all that's adding into what we had earlier. Still a great nose. And in whiskies that, most whiskies that I find I could live in the nose and go, right, that's, you know, quality nose, good quality nose. But then the palate will bring something else. It'll add to that. And this just detracts. Addition of water doesn't even do anything to the palate. It's no better, it's no worse, and the finish is still rough for me. Even I would find the finish, water will generally fix it a bit. I don't know. It's still short, still rough. A promising whiskey. Still quite expensive, 40 to 50 pounds. Yet again, well, it's 14-year-old. So that's, I suppose, sort of in around the price for a 14-year-old. But I just like the Balvenie 12 double cask. I just found it a little too expensive for what it got. I expected a lot. These bottles, I think, Balvenie make them look very inviting. It does smell like a very inviting whiskey. But unfortunately for me, the palate just let me down. What can I say? Could have been better. Could have done better. So, this, if you like this, then try. If you like this, then try this. I don't know maybe what you were expecting. Maybe you were expecting something else with a rum cask finish. But what I'm trying to do with the if you like this, try this is find something that plays pretty much the same. It's fairly similar, maybe brings something slightly different. And as I said, this now, there are those of you who'll know I'm not a fan of this. This, to me, isn't brilliant whiskey. But then neither's this. But Auchentoshan, I think, just feels in the same way this feels rough. Auchentoshan feels rough for me as well. But it brings a bit of cinnamon with it. It brings something else. So if this is your thing, this is what I'm saying. If you like Balvenie 14 Caribbean Cask, if this sat well with you, I imagine you would like this. So give this a go. Hawkintosh and 12-year-old. Not for me, also not for me, but if it's your thing, give it a shot. Can't say fairer than that. So there you go. That's another review wrapped up. That's another Balvenie wrapped up. And you know, if you like a good nose but aren't concerned about the palate, by all means, give it a go. Thank you very much for being here once again. Thank you very much to my patrons. Always appreciate the support. If you'd like to join in, the details are below. I'll be back next week with something else of the same series. Till then, here's to your good health. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please click and subscribe to be notified of further content.